I don't think I ever put a video out this that wasn't live at this late date time. I'm sorry about that, folks. Took me a while to get everything straightened out, and at this particular moment, everything's so copacetic. Whether it stays that way, or not is a huh. Okay, maybe I was wrong about it being okay. Let's try this one. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's all right now. Everything's fine. It scared me again. Don't like how it reads on the as being connected to the app. It's a little strange sometimes. So what are we talking about here? Well, my friend and I were talking late last night that it's going to be a very long season for the Giants when you have what's his name, Daniel Jones his team scoring 33 points and winning, and the Giants looking like they belong in kindergarten. It's going to be a rough season. I don't think their choice of quarterback is good, and I don't think their choice of coach right now is very good. So it's going to be a while before everything gets straightened out. Anyhow, how are you? I don't usually see you in the afternoon. You can see I've had lunches. I believe the camera does put at least 10 or 15 pounds on you because I know I'm fat, but I'm not quite. Look, that's all wood. I was carving. Sorry about that. I'll have to show you how I do that someday. Sitting around carving and trying to get things to look what they're supposed to look like. It's not working with this particular project. It may get trashed tomorrow, and I'll start something new. I've got an idea of something I want to do, but I have to have the right stuff to do it, you know? And right now I don't have the right pattern to do it, so I can't find a complete pattern for what I want to do, but we'll wait and see what happens. Anyhow, that was interesting. I have no idea what that was. Just a big flash on the screen. I don't know whether you'll see it in the video, but the best game all weekend, and this happened a lot. I think it was last year, or the year before, was the Sunday night game. Right down to no time left on the clock, 41-40. That was a game. You know, that was one of those games that if it went to 2 in the morning, you were going to be up to 2 in the morning watching it because it was that exciting. Everything else was sort of slow-paced. You know, even in the close games, they were just slow-paced. This was a good game. And it made the weekend, you know. It happens to me all the time, though. You know, it's a good thing I don't go to work on Mondays anymore because, like Monday Night Football, tonight should be a great game. Will it be? I don't know. You know, you get the Vikings and the Packers and the Vikings and the Bears, and that's like, you know, Purple People Eaters versus the whatever they were called. I don't know what they used to call that defense, but those teams used to both have great defenses, and it's still a battle when they get together. I mean, you know, no matter what the standings are, it's a battle, and it's a game that can make or break somebody's career. You know, that's because it's so important. Those games, I think they play twice, or maybe it's only once a year. But anyhow, that's important to them. You know, and it's sort of like college rivalry type game where every down, every play, every person on that thing is important. You know. Anyhow, That was that. And then Trump went off on his. Trump decided, his brain is fried. He's getting ready to invade Chicago. And the Supreme Court just approved that they can do the ICE can do roving patrols in LA neighborhoods. Well, there's some neighborhoods in LA I don't think they're going into because they won't come out. Either they'll find nobody there or they won't come out. Won't be a lot of shouting, oh, excuse me, or anything like that. They're just not coming out, And there's plenty of areas like that in Chicago. And he's gone to Boston, Yeah. He took, over 400 South Koreans working for a South Korean company in Georgia and took them and sent them back to South Korea. Well, I guess that's all right. I don't know. It depends on how many of them were here legally. It doesn't make any difference. They're all gone now, pretty much. They all got on a couple planes and went to South Korea. So it doesn't make any difference if they were here legally or not. Because it's a South Korean plant operating in the United States, If I'm Hyundai, I pull the plant out, put it in Canada, be done with it. I would. Screw Georgia, screw the country. And that's going to happen, not necessarily here with this particular incident. But he's going to have companies that are established here leaving the United States, not coming here to build, because there's not enough of. It's been said before by most of these companies that operate overseas. Yes, they're doing it for economic reasons. Yes, everything's cheaper that way. But they also started out doing it because they couldn't get the help. There wasn't enough qualified help. And bringing these people in and housing them is one way of doing it. But then they decided, well, if we're going to do that, why don't we just build over there and ship it back here to be cheaper? Because we're having to give these people all kinds of benefits and stuff like this, and yada, yada, yada. So I don't know what will happen with that particular part of the economy. I'm just waiting for the whole shit storm to blow up in Trump's face. And I'm not sure it will. If it doesn't blow up in his face, it's going to blow up in our face. And who was it that one of the people was saying that his particular not Trump's actions, this politician's actions were the way to defeat Trump. And I'm like, I can't emphasize enough that you guys got like Miller sitting over there, and a few other dipshits sitting over there that are just bad news. They're just really, really horrible situations for the United States to be in. We're dealing with these people, and I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I wish I could sit here and say, listen, this is what we should do, this is what we should do, this is what we... Well, sitting on your ass, reading the newspaper and doing what I'm doing isn't getting anything done. I'm not accomplishing anything, I don't think, by doing this, It's a way for me to get rid of my frustrations without having to travel back to the United States to do it. Which I might have. I don't know what's happening. I got to check my Social Security because I have to file some papers. I should do that now. No, I'll do that tomorrow. My wife's going away for 5 days, so I'll have plenty of time to do it because I can work at my own pace and I don't have to. I can eat at my own pace and everything else. So it's a little different, But that's rigging elections, so what? Go rig the elections. The thing is that are people that are just standing around and doing nothing. This, what is he? What was he? A lobster farmer, lobster man or something up in Maine? is making all kinds of waves in the Democratic Party because he's not running as a Democrat. He's basically an independent, same as Bernie Sanders. Now these guys, they just didn't like the establishment. You know, Bernie's got his own establishment. But if you don't like the establishment, fight it. You can win. You can win in politics not being a Republican or a Democrat. Now more than ever you can do that. Because everybody's so upset with the Democrats for not doing anything, sitting on their hands and just watching the country go to shit, which is what happened in 1933 in Germany, or 34 in Germany. You know, nobody stood up to dickhead. My standing up to him, I mean, he could shut me down in a heartbeat, okay? Just turn off my access to Facebook and YouTube and, you know, whatever you want to do. Just shut me down, isolate me. He can do that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't recommend it, but, you know, because I do have my own ideas about blowing things up and stuff. Oh, wow. I can see him now. Signing the warrant for my arrest. All right. What else can we talk about today? It was interesting. You know, I had I have a second computer, and I had a problem with it. And I still don't know what the problem is or how it happened, and I can't figure it out. Nobody can tell me. They keep telling me reinstall the operating system. It won't let me do that. Wipe the light. You know, it just won't let me do certain things, and I don't know exactly why. So it's sitting next to me here, and I'm just looking at it, deciding whether I should, you know, set fire to it or what. But I think I just get a degausser and wipe everything out of it. I have 2 more computers. I have to do that too. You know, I've got 4 computers in this house. 2 of them, one of them works. And you got phones where everybody uses their phone instead of the computer. I think that's stupid, but you know, for security reasons, a desktop is more secure than a telephone or a laptop or a tablet or whatever it is that you're using at the time. But hey, you know, what can I tell you? What else was he doing? Let me just go back over here for a minute. Oh, the French government collapsed. The president lost the confidence vote. Let me tell you something. Very few people, even the ones that win, last long after that. You know, when you do something, when you have the ability to stop what you're doing, you ask for a confidence vote. If they did it in the United States, I don't think there's been a president. Maybe FDR would have gotten the okay, but I don't think, you know, I don't think too many other presidents would have. Because everybody's in instant gratification, and some of the programs that they install and whatnot takes years for there to be any kind of major effect. You know, everybody thinks it's going to happen the next day. It doesn't work that way. Nothing works that way. You know. Your car breaks down. Take it to a gas station or dealership. Basically, or take it to the repair shop. Okay. And they tell you can't have the car back today. Why not? I want it now. It's all computerized. All you got to do is plug it in, and it'll tell you how to fix it. Yeah, but it might take a week to get the parts. You know, it's just so stupid. People are it's that instant gratification stuff. You know, gets you in trouble. It's like sex. You know, you're dating a girl. Let's go have sex now. You know. So what else am I reading here? Trump's misreading of Russia has cost Ukrainians. Now Putin is making his intentions more clearer than ever. You know, come on. Oh, man. Trump still has to pay $82 million to E.J. Carroll. I don't think he's ever going to get out of that deal unless she dies. And then I hope her estate lawyers are just as good as the ones that are, working now. So, founder of Supertramp and its frontman died at 81. It's Rick Davies. I know I listened to some. I know I had some of their music. I just don't know where it is or what it was. You can mention Springsteen, the Stones, Van Morrison's group, Bob Dylan, people like that, and I can tell you a song. I may not know everything there is to know about them, but I do know their song. And but the Supertramp, I can't. I'll recognize it when I hear it, but I don't know. People that voted for Trump, there's a billionaire CEO is all upset about Trump's attacks on the Fed. You didn't know it was coming? He's hated the Fed from the beginning because the Fed tells him what to do, and the Fed's costing him money. And he wants to be able to control everybody's money. That's what he's looking to do. You stay away from that cyber investment, folks, because once you get that cyber, he's got to know where every dime of yours is hidden. And I mean every dime. Oh, Howie Stern's not leaving Sirius. I found out he was 71. I thought he was at least closer to 80 than that. But, hey, what do I know, Want to go surfing in Abu Dhabi? Costs you $150 for one wave at a wave pool. Jesus, people. Yeah, you can you're transporting kidneys into humans. That's for people that like bacon. His fugitive father that's been gone for years in the wilderness was shot, I guess, sometime in the last couple of days or so. He was killed, and the three kids have been found missing for years. I looked at the three kids, and one of them looks like she could be something wrong there, but the other two looked, normal. Although one of them was involved in a lot of the crimes, apparently, or somebody was involved in the crimes with him, because it was always a two-person deal. Robert Kennedy says he sees no successes in the agency he leads. He is nuts, and he's also he's a drug addict too, I think, so, oops, what happened? Let me go back there. Uh-oh, something happened. Why does it always happen to me? Now it's straightened out. Okay. I don't know, I'm smart, and I know computers. And I have some of the wild computer programs that I program problems, and I don't know why I do it, because I don't use advanced technology or advanced knowledge necessary. I use very simple things, very easy to use, because I don't want to spend my head stuck in a very boring book. I'm not that I'm against. I learn sometimes. It depends what I want to learn. Deadly kissing bug disease is spreading to the U.S. Well, it's a good thing I'm not living here anymore, man, because I love to kiss. Not ass though, just women. I'll kiss a woman's ass, but I won't kiss a man's ass. Lunar eclipse yesterday. We didn't see that down here. First of all, if it happened down here, we had torrential rain yesterday. right around the time of the eclipse. I mean, when I say I mean you couldn't see across the street, which is about 50 feet away. Speaking of which, I don't know what you call them, the guys that go around once, twice a year trimming trees. Just cut down a beautiful tree across the street from me that housed a couple of pigeons that had lived in it for a year and a half, and some other birds that just used it as a hat. And it wasn't rotten. You go see the wood's laying on the ground. It's wet from the sap running through it. I'd love to get these guys that do this and just sit there and, shave an inch off their dick. See how they like it. There'll be new guides about prayer in public schools. You know, when it was right, you were supposed to do it. I never prayed in school. Don't ask me why. I couldn't remember it or something. I don't know. Just wasn't interested in it. Didn't make any sense to me. I'm just strange that way. Religion just doesn't make any sense to me. Stern doesn't look that old. I'm looking at a picture of him now because there's another article about him. Serena Williams invests in women's basketball league. That's a good investment, I think. Oh, I don't know if that's true. I'm not going to say anything about that because I'm not sure it's true. Anybody talking to me on Facebook? All right, listen, I'm getting out of here. I gotta, rest up so I can watch the game tonight. Oh, this guy's a fucking idiot. I'm just surprised that you have to understand that that kid that took the shot at the president during a rally or something, or campaign event, I don't think he hit the president. I think he was just, because I think if he wanted to, he could have hit him. But that's just, Well, like I said, folks, I've way overstayed my time today. Anyhow, enjoy the game tonight while you're sitting around doing nothing. Subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. I might be live. I don't know. I don't get any interest in my live broadcast. I get a lot of interest in my video posting, so we're going to keep to that for now. And, I'm still looking into doing a podcast. I think I'd like to do that. I really do, but I don't know. I really have no idea how to do that right, so we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, have a wonderful night. Subscribe, comment, boo, hiss. Going with the Bears tonight, I think. I don't know whether I said that on Saturday when we made the predictions or not, but I'm going with the Bears tonight. I like Chicago. All right, so take care, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.